Good evening, I'm Vernon Odom. Welcome to Visions. Tonight, the inspiring and courageous story of the legendary Tuskegee Airmen. Recording artist Tamia talks about her music, her family, and living with multiple sclerosis. And for many years now, Carol Simpson has been the weekend face of ABC News. Now she's using her prestige to mentor young adults. But first, the slang "on the DL" has been around for many, many years, but its meaning has now evolved to represent a risky lifestyle that can kill you. The author of the book, Brothers on the Down Low, No More Secrets, No More Lies, recently paid a visit to Wilmington, Delaware.
The DL men prefer women over men, and they're not going to ever give up their wife or their pursuit of love from a woman to be with a man.
The issue that's being brought to the forefront is told in J.L. King's book, On the Down Low, a journey into the lives of quote-unquote straight black men who sleep with men. He met with producer Warren Trent in Wilmington, Delaware recently to talk about his new book.
Okay, why did you do this? Why did you come out with this book?
You know, it's a bold move, man, to put my whole life and expose myself. You know, this book is written about my own experiences and my own research.
JL took part in a public education forum sponsored by the Delaware chapter of the National Coalition of 100 Black Women.
You know, it's really, to break it down, I try to make it as simple as I can because everyone has an opinion about it. Everybody, for the most part, think that they are an authority about the DL behavior. This is a behavior. The DL person or personality or man is a person who's bisexual who do not reveal or share that other side of their life with anyone. Even if asked, they will deny it. They will deny it to their grave if they are if they're having sex with the same sex.
JL, who took questions from the audience, says he doesn't consider himself gay, but was exposed by his now former wife, who caught him in the act with a man.
People ask me, are you gay? Is it important? Is it really, really that important if I'm gay or not? So I try to deal with that question that way.
Audience members listened closely as panelists discussed the alarming rise of HIV and AIDS. African-American women are especially at risk because of men like King, who says he was on the DL for more than 20 years. He does not have the HIV virus, but is now on a mission to educate the public about safe sex and admits to being dishonest to his ex-wife, his family, his friends, and others.
I feel bad because I lied of all the women that were in my life who gave me their love and their commitment, who I lied to them, was not clear with who I was, not honest with them, and thinking about all the hurt and pain they went through, even though I did not infect them, because only by the grace of God I'm not infected.
We got comments from people in Center City, Philadelphia about men living on the DL, and many people we talked to spoke about the deceit, the disgust, and the dangerous life of a DL man.
It's repulsive, and I think that, you know, that's part of the reason why the rate of AIDS in our community is at alarming rates.
It's kind of weird. I've never heard about that, but yeah, I'm kind of grossed out about it.
You should always be honest with who you're with because you never know. Always use protection, and I think that makes things a lot easier. If you're being deceitful, it can come back to haunt you.
People get hurt, and it ruins the relationship. If you like that, go that way, stay that way.
What would you do if you found out your man was that way?
I would leave. Oh yeah, I would leave. I'm not going to stay. I'm not going to tolerate that.
Besides, they should be castrated. I just think it's the ultimate deception. I think that, you know, everyone has the right to make the choices that they want to make in life, but the deception is what's most disturbing to me.
You know, I still get those, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. But I love you, love you, love you, because you're now bringing something to the forefront that we need to know about.
To me, dishonesty is dishonesty. I mean, the problem is that I think we're focusing on the wrong thing.
Gary Bell is executive director of Babashi, which stands for Blacks Educating Blacks about Sexual Health Issues. And he says he and his staff have just about seen and heard it all when addressing sexual health issues.
I think by focusing on these men on the DL, unfortunately, some women may not be getting the real message that it doesn't matter whether your man is on the DL or not, he can still be cheating on you. He can be cheating on you with another woman, and he can be cheating on you with a woman who is infected with HIV. So the message of protecting yourself is the same. Knowing your HIV status, knowing your mate's HIV status, and having safe sex, you know, whether using a condom or whatever. it's the same message, and I think we have to get back to that because they're called DL for a reason. They're called DL because they're on the down low, and you're not going to find out what they're doing, okay? Because they don't want you to know.
What are the signs of a man living on the DL? And what about religious and morality issues? We will have more with J.L. King next month on Visions.
When Visions comes right back, Carol Simpson of ABC News, and later, the Tuskegee Airmen. Don't go away. Welcome back to Visions. On June the 4th, the Philadelphia Marriott will be the setting for a celebration billed as a salute to the Tuskegee Airmen of World War II. The accomplishments and sacrifices of this pioneering all-black segregated aviation unit are both legendary and inspiring.
We destroyed the stereotype that black men were incompetent, they were cowards, they lacked intelligence.
They made headline news. These men are part of a legacy. They all have compelling stories of sacrifice and triumph in the face of great odds and racism. They are Tuskegee Airmen.
I started off as a private, as a draftee, drafted into the military against my will. I ended up overseas with the 332nd Fighter Group as a crew chief.
I was assigned to the 99th Fighter Squadron. That was on July 24th, 1942.
This is rare historical footage at the Tuskegee Army Airfield in Alabama. Little did many of these young African-American air cadets know at the time they would be part of something that changed the course of U.S. military aviation.
In my experience in Tuskegee Airmen back then, we had a good time, we enjoyed succeeding, and that's what we got out of it. And so that's what it means to me.
After numerous obstacles from Washington, D.C. and hurdles from elsewhere, the 332nd Fighter Group of the Tuskegee Airmen was assigned to the 15th Strategic Air Force in Italy to escort long-range bombers on missions throughout Europe.
I went over with the second wave of the Tuskegee Airmen. The first wave was the 99th. It was just we called it the first wave, but it was the 99th Pursuit Squadron and changed to the 99th Fighter Squadron. And of course, it went to North Africa. B.O. Davis took them to North Africa. He came back and helped get together the 332nd Fighter Group.
Under the strategy, discipline, and leadership of Lieutenant Colonel Benjamin O. Davis, this would become their greatest wartime achievement. From June 1944 until the war ended in 1945, they flew 200 bomber escort missions without the loss of a single bomber to enemy aircraft, an achievement unprecedented in aerial warfare.
I flew 133 combat missions, but that was 2 tours of duty.
Luther Smith was a fighter pilot who destroyed 2 German aircraft in aerial conflict, as well as 10 aircraft in ground strafing attacks. At one point, he would be shot down and become a prisoner of war. Smith reflects on the Tuskegee Airmen's greatest achievement.
The Tuskegee Airmen were directed to stay with the bombers, and that's what we did. It's significant because it was the only time that large armadas of bombers were escorted for that number of times, 200 times, without the loss of a single bomber to enemy aircraft. Now I can make a comparison. If you take the Eagle football team, playing the way that they can play with good defense and good offense, against teams equally as good, and to think that they could fly 2 days out of 3 for a year without Duncan McNabb ever being sacked, that's a comparison of being able to escort without you losing a bomber, without losing a quarterback, without losing a bomber. That is awesome.
The compelling story of the Tuskegee Airmen was shopped to filmmakers for many years until HBO stepped up and took off with it.
A guy named Robert Williams, who I think was in class 43, 44, 44E. When he came out of service, he wrote the story for the movie Tuskegee Airmen. He finished writing the story in 1950, and he shopped around for 45 years before he found a company that would make a movie of valiant black men. And they'll make movies of black pimps, black drug runners, black robbers, black negative this, negative that. But valiant black men, wasn't until 1995 that HBO made the movie Tuskegee Airmen. And that's when we began to get, national recognition.
The Tuskegee Airmen feel great about finally getting the respect they say is long overdue.
It means a lot to me to have the attention that we're getting now, not so much for us, but for the people who see us and hear our story and are encouraged by it and realize that you can do anything nowadays, anything any young person wants to do and applies himself to do it can be done.
You too can fly the path of the Tuskegee Airmen. The Greater Philadelphia chapter of the Tuskegee Airmen is recruiting cadets. We'll tell you why in part 2 of our series next month. For Visions, I'm Denise James.
It is Saturday, January 24th, and America has a new president. On Tuesday, an estimated 1.5 million converged on Washington, D.C. to witness history as Barack Obama took the oath to become the 44th president and first African American to hold that office. For many, it was the trip of a lifetime, including 25 students from Philadelphia Central High, who got a very early start for a very long but exciting trip.
Excited and sleepy.
I'm really excited. It's going to be amazing. Even if we don't get that close, it's going to be amazing to be there.
I feel like I'm going to, taking a pilgrimage almost.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm freezing, but I'm excited.
I feel like really, really lucky to be here and represent Central.
It's being one of the 4 boys. It's great. I'm excited.
It's a moment in history, and I'm a part of history now. I guess I could say when I'm 30 years older, I'll be able to date back and be like, I was there.
The country has finally come full circle. I've heard a lot of people say that, Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream is being fulfilled. I don't even think he could grasp what this really means for the country.
Like everybody is saying today about Martin Luther King, I think he's looking down and he really thinks that his dream is being fulfilled.
Metro tickets, here we go. We got Metro tickets.
I have one. It's 6:30 a.m. and now we're at Greenbelt, ready to put our footsteps on the road of history.
Be aware of your surroundings. Guys, it's going to get much more crowded.
We are getting off together at L'Enfant Plaza.
Yeah. Nia's behind you? Nia's right here. Okay, all right, Nia's there.
A little bit hectic. The kids are rolling great so far. It's early. It's going to be a long day ahead of us.
Oh my God, they were crazy. The crowds was just bad. It's just a lot of people, but then at the same time, everybody's excited. They screaming out Obama. They spelling out his name. You could tell everybody was here for the same purpose.
People are standing 1 centimeter next to you, but you know that they're here for the same reason, so it doesn't matter.
It's approximately 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I am reporting here live from D.C. at the Capitol. Back to you now.
I'm feeling good. It's early still. People are coming, but we came here pretty early. We have some good spots. We're looking to get better ones. Forward to just wandering around that way.
Well, Obama seemed to bring together the disenfranchised. So everybody that wasn't feeling loved has come out in support of Obama. So this is a great experience.
There's a definite feeling of energy.
We're in pretty close proximity to the Capitol, a lot closer than we expected to be. Feeling.
I'm very cold. My feet, I can't even feel them anymore. And I can't see, I just see people's heads.
Faithfully discharge.
And I will well and faithfully discharge.
The duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
The duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you, Mr. Justice.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
To the best of my ability.
Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President. All the best wishes.
was just the ultimate experience because I truly feel like an American today. Because as a foreigner, you know, you don't really get that experience. But after today, like, this is it.
Okay.
I feel very American.
That's great. So where were you born?
I was born here, but I was raised in the Dominican Republic.
Obama!
Oh, that was pretty shocking, but I figured we might see somebody that was influential in our government here.
We're on our way to a congressman meeting, and we're going to meet Congressman Brady and Arlen Specter.
What do you plan on doing about the whole people leaving the state? Like, is there some sort of plan against it? Does it really matter?
What do I plan to do about people leaving the state?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to stimulate the economy and bring good jobs to Pennsylvania.
Well, it's 12:43 in the morning and we just got back, and the experience was overwhelming. Like, at first I was excited, very, very excited, and then when I saw Obama, I was like, oh my gosh, and we went to an official inaugural, the last one he stopped by. Oh my gosh, I was so happy to see him.
Yes, we can. Yes, we did it. So now it's all over, but experience of a lifetime, unforgettable.
We head to South Jersey, where women in need are being taught that having the right image and attitude can go a long way in becoming models for success. Action News reporter Denise James has that story for us tonight.
We would like to present image and attitudes models of success for this year. They are the women who broke through their circumstances that seemed limiting to begin to evolve into the people that they knew they wanted to become.
They are proud Strutton Sisters, models of success at the 3rd Annual Fashion Show and Luncheon for Image and Attitude, a nonprofit organization based in Pennsauken that helps to elevate the image and self-esteem of economically disadvantaged women in South Jersey. Assemblywoman Bonnie Watson-Coleman, chair of the New Jersey Democratic Committee, presented founder and executive director Tammy Evans-Colquitt with a citation, and in turn shifted the spotlight to the models of success.
We honored 7 women that we pretty much have been either tracking or have come through our agency or was referred by one of our referral agencies. These are they're women that have transitioned from welfare to work and have maintained employment for quite some time and definitely on the path of success. So we had an opportunity to honor them.
For Deborah Stevens, a single mother of 4, it was a day to be especially proud.
Actually, I just felt like diva, myself, you know, I just felt beautiful. I felt successful. I felt like, wow, you know, all eyes on me. I actually accomplished something, and it just felt really good to be able to walk that runway and know that I was a success in my life. And, you know, it's not too late.
Model of Success honoree Lola Barr.
The way I was selected was I was once a client on public assistance at one time. And I had went through the classes at Respond, New Worker Center, and I met Miss Tammy, and I was there volunteering in between work, looking for work. And Miss Tammy came in and she outfitted me for a job interview. And from there, she's just stayed in touch with me through my, you know, transition, should I say.
This is your suit, definitely. You're definitely ready for your interview.
You may recall Tammy from a Visions feature in 2001. Inside the then tiny boutique, Tammy and volunteers provided gently used business attire for women transitioning from welfare to work to wear on job interviews. Then they outfitted about 100 women. Now,
2 years later, we have outfitted over 600 women coming from the Camden County area and the Burlington County.
as the number of clients has grown, so has the need for space. There are more shoes and more racks of clothing. They've moved downstairs, nearly doubling their space.
Ladies, welcome to Image and Attitude. What's going to happen here is that you're going to go into our boutique and you're going to be greeted by our personal shoppers.
One of those personal shoppers is Lola Barr, who was one of the models of success.
Want some accessories to go with that?
These shoes will look
Yeah, that will look very nice on the interview. And with
This
the
will
weather.
wear to dance.
Yes.
Let me try them on. I love a heel. Let me see.
Personal shoppers are volunteers of Image and Attitude, and the purpose for that is not only to help them find that appropriate business attire, but also to give them constructive feedback. We have referral agencies. We approximately have about 11 or 12 approved referral agencies that refer the women to us.
Another new addition is the Image and Attitude Women to Women Support Group. More than 30 women meet monthly at Camden's Antioch Baptist Church. Transportation, food, and childcare is provided. Volunteers pitch in. Some participants have requested we not show their faces. Image and Attitude Vice President Brenda Smith.
Our mission is to motivate, to encourage, and to really support these women, our clients, who are really trying to obtain employment, or if they have employment, just trying to retain it. We have a lot of interaction, not only from us and these women, but even among themselves, because they want to tell each other, some of those that are out there working, what it is that they can do to also help the other ladies along, because they all know the struggles that they're facing.
Each month, a guest speaker talks with the women about various issues. Healthy living was the prescription on this evening as they got health tips and a personal story from Dr. Tiffany Sanders.
I know that both of my grandfathers only completed school till the 4th grade. So the fact that I have gone on not only to college but have earned a professional degree says a lot for where my family came from.
The support group goes a long way toward building the women's self-esteem. Many come from economically distressed neighborhoods.
It means a lot because a lot of times if you are living in the Camden area and you were on the system, a lot of times you're a single parent, and a lot of times you don't have the support from women that are equal to your situation, because a lot of times they're not looking to either get out and to move on, or they're not believing in you as well as most of the public.
Through emotional support and exterior work armor, Tammy's once small nonprofit organization has touched the lives of over 1,500 women, helping to shape their image and their attitude.
It's beyond clothing because, you know, you only get the one outfit. But if you needed them for advice, or you needed just a woman to talk to, or someone to support you, or just in direction, if you needed a direction, like I'm having this problem, do you know anybody? They were there and they'll try to assist you and help you in any area that they could. It's not just about the one outfit for the interview. It's about helping you reach your goal.
I am very passionate about it. I feel very fortunate. I really feel fortunate in that I found my purpose in life, and not everyone can walk through this life and know what their purpose is, but this is my purpose, and it's giving back, and it's mentoring and coaching women, and I definitely see a need.
It is a calling for Tammy. Now she's considering a clothes closet for men. For Visions, I'm Denise James.
It's just a very fearful time. I think for a lot of people.
For Charles Moose, things are slowly getting back to normal at police headquarters. The Montgomery County, Maryland police chief has had plenty of time to reflect on a sniping case that stunned the nation. 13 people were shot, 10 were killed. It was a random and horrific shooting spree. The nightmare lasted 3 weeks until the long arm of the law caught up with John Allen Muhammad and John Lee Malvo.
They pretty much instilled fear in everybody because no one knew who was next. No one knew where they were going to be shooting from. So a lot of fear, and you could just feel it from young people not being able to go to recess, not having after-school events, to adults not going shopping. It was just a very fearful time.
The suspects have also been linked to other shootings that occurred before the infamous sniper spree. Chief Moose was thrust into the national spotlight and became the voice and face of the investigation, holding numerous press briefings that sometimes became emotional.
All of our victims have been innocent, have been defenseless. But now we're stepping over the line because our children don't deserve this.
Seated inside his Rockville, Maryland office, Visions producer Warren Trent asked the chief if there was anything he would have done differently.
We had a lot of information to process, a lot of fear, a lot of unknowns. The critics will be out there. People will Monday morning quarterback the situation. But to bring this amount of violence, this amount of fear to closure in 22 days, I'm happy with it. We would have liked to gotten it done sooner to reduce the number of victims, but that's certainly, I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm not going to dwell in that. But yes, I wish we could have solved it sooner.
One of the most chilling moments of the investigation came when Chief Moose read a portion of an ominous letter from the accused snipers.
We recognize the concerns of the community and therefore are going to provide the exact language in the message that pertains to the threat. It is in the form of a postscript. Your children are not safe anywhere at any time.
Well, that was a very difficult day because when I processed that statement, I didn't see that as news. I already knew that the children weren't safe any place or any time. I already knew that none of us were safe. These people had shown the ability and the willingness to shoot anyone at any time, any age, any gender, any race. They shot a child, they'd shot an older man, they'd shot women, they'd shot younger men, they'd shot whites, they'd shot blacks. So I didn't find that new information. But once the schools in Richmond closed, many people processed that somehow the Richmond people had been given information by their police authorities that I was refusing to give. So in order to keep the media from somehow saying that that statement was much more volatile than I perceived it, I made the decision to read the statement just as it was written.
By the way, Chief Moose has taken some flack as part of an ethics probe about his post-sniper activities, which include writing a book that's due out later this year.